Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the cryptos with price catalysts. There's quite a lot of movement going on in the market right now. Seems to be a big old rotation game as the total crypto market cap isn't really budging. However, we're seeing movements into newer layer one protocols. So we've got like our top tier ones, and then we have some that are just underneath, and these ones seem to be gaining some traction. On top of this, cross-chain protocols, the likes of Wu Network, we're going to look at again today. They've got some more bullish news once again, and also CHAINLINK. That all coming up, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin as well, with the potential for a rug pull at some point from BTC. So let's just jump right on in here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. It helps with the algorithm. So here we have the Bitcoin price chart. And this was the descending wedge that we were following for quite some time throughout the month of December. We broke out, came back down, and are testing this top line here. And we've started to bounce off here a few times. The kind of price range here is down towards the 45, 46K region, where many people suspect we'll either get a breakdown and a cascading of liquidations, or we can find nice support here and pump from here on out. Currently around 47,000 bucks. Not too much to write home about at this moment in time, but with Bitcoin on the edge of a potential collapse and in that kind of zone of the total unknown, we're going to get volatility one way or the other here. Well, it puts you in a bit of an awkward position with the altcoins. We're at the point where there is maximum financial opportunity, because if Bitcoin starts to go up, everything's going to get sent. But on the flip side to this, if we get a cascade of liquidations, things are going to go towards Goblin Town. Let's have a look at Will Clemente here. He just put GM and showed the overall open interest for BTC here. This just means people are either going long or short, but we're pushing up towards all-time highs here. Tons and tons of open interest, people levering up to the tilt, and this means we will get volatility either to the upside or the downside. Some of the comments in here, people saying, I don't know how this resolves, but I'm sure as hell no, we're all going to be fucked. We've got Tech Dev saying, send it, sir. Some people are very bullish with this in mind, but overall, it's a pretty tricky one to actually, work out where the hell we're going to go from here. We have Mocho, one of the big traders on crypto Twitter. Legacy booming once again today. Can't hold the Coronita. This means Bitcoin at its lows for long. And then Suzu here responding to this tweet. As I've said it before, I'll say it again, 46K is the bottom, and it will look obvious in hindsight like 30K back in July. Suzu, I'd say it's even more obvious than the 30K one, which coincided with some heavy FUD and on-chain capitulation. Now tons of quality coins are already rallying, some to new all-time highs. So even with this kind of unknown from Bitcoin, it poses a massive big question over the market here, because if we dump, things are going to look pretty bad, but if we pump, we're going to see some good returns. Generally, what we've started to see is flows into DeFi protocols, specifically productive assets, and also layer one blockchains. So let's have a little look at smart contract platforms here on CoinGecko. So utilizing this tag, you can see some of the big names here, like the top 5, 10 are pretty much even or slightly down over the last day or so. No major pumps, but it's as we go a little bit further down, you start to see some of the kind of second tier layer ones actually getting some big pumps. The likes of Near Protocol, which we're going to dive into next, the likes of FANTOM. Even if we go down to ICP, Tezos not being too bad. Harmony 1 as well, up 21% over the last 7 days. And if we keep scrolling, the likes of Oasis Network with the Rose token doing very well. So as I mentioned earlier, the overall crypto market cap hasn't been doing too much. You can see smart contract platforms overall up 2% on the daily, but the total crypto market cap, if we just pull this out to maybe the 60-day period here, you can see it's been pretty much flat. So what we're seeing right now is just a rotation of capital from maybe some of the bigger layer ones, the likes of Luna, Sol, AVAX, into these kind of second tier of layer ones. Now, one that's been super interesting to follow along with is the Near Protocol. So this is an EVM compatible chain, and it has a very, very low gas costs. I did bridge some funds over because I want to play with these different L1s to get a feel for what is good and whether they can get some serious traction. So I have gone on this, I've put some funds over, and I've bought some Tri-Solaris tokens. They're doing pretty well so far. We just pull this chart up, you can see it is printing very bullish looking patterns. You can see we put in a low here around the 6th of December after the drop in Bitcoin down to $6.75, and some seriously higher lows on the way up here and higher highs. 16 bucks, now pushing towards $17, $18 here. And I think that this one can go quite a bit higher due to the fact it has a lot of momentum behind it. They've also got a huge incentive program coming very soon. and they hired someone from a major bank. I think it was like HSBC or something. So we can see that there's definitely money going to be flowing into this, and there's a lot of attention from legacy financial markets on this one as well. So I think that this one has a good chance of continuing its run upwards, and they haven't really got that much on their ecosystem as of yet. If we just pull this out, most of these are not directly on NEAR. The ones that actually are the likes of Trisolaris down here, WannaSwap, Skyward, Ref, and Octopus. I think they're the ones that are actually native to this ecosystem. The rest are kind of just bridging across, and you can utilize them across many chains. So they often get put on these various tags. But you can see Trisolaris is up 35% today, which is a heck of a move. Now, Taiki Maeda posted this earlier. The rotation is NEAR, and a lot of people have been cryptically tweeting about NEAR, suggesting that it's a different rotation, but I think he means that the rotation is to the NEAR protocol. Now, having bridged some funds over here, I can say it was a very smooth experience. All you need to do is connect your wallet and then connect to the Aurora mainnet. So this is the mainnet for this overall ecosystem, and Aurora is now being tracked on DeFi Llama as well. So this should get attention over time as this starts to really be listed on all the aggregators. I don't think Trisolaris has been on even CoinGecko for more than say a week or two at this point. Overall, the NEAR protocol sector is going to get more attention just from the fact it's going to get those initial listings on all of the major aggregators and so on and so forth. Bridging funds was super easy to do. They've also got a bridge direct from Terra. This is through Allbridge. So maybe some of the Terra Luna big winners recently have started to bridge some funds over to Aurora. You can use various assets such as UST or Luna here, which would make some sense. If you've made huge returns and you can see there's an upcoming layer 1, maybe you'd bridge across and try your hand over here. Trisolaris is a clone of Uniswap, pretty evident from the display here. I bridged some ETH, swapped it into Tri. The gas cost was literally just a few pence. And the play with this for me is to see how this goes over this first month. As we get flows of money into NEAR, and then I'll probably swap my Tri back into NEAR token. As what we've seen with many of these various ecosystems is the overall ecosystem token does best. Think Avalanche and Trader Joe, for example. Many people expecting Joe to absolutely post huge numbers over the AVAX token, but it hasn't really worked out like that. Similarly, with my own experiences on FANTOM as well, I thought SpookySwap would massively outperform FANTOM. Hasn't really turned out to do so. So you can see the main network token is where you want to be positioned over the long run if history is to serve us correct. Now, the next ecosystem is going to be FANTOM here. This is another one we got into, I think it was the back end of the summer. I haven't really covered it too much as of late, but I've kept all my cryptos over there. Most of them are farming FANTOM on SpookySwap. I've got some Spooky, Geist, and FANTOM tokens. And this one is starting to pick up some nice traction here, due to the fact you've got Andre Cronje, one of the DeFi OGs and a real innovator in the space, making big moves with Danielle from Abracadabra Money. So you've got two very bright sparks putting together a new project, it would seem. So these guys have been going back and forth. Andre Cronje, what's Frog Nation's multi-sig address on FANTOM, asking for a friend. Danielle, soon you will witness how the Frog Nation ecosystem works in tandem. Blows my mind how fast we can organize such a perfect launch. What will you choose? FANTOM season is coming. Do your own research accordingly, and I suggest bridging some MIM over. And Andre has a brand new project coming out. No team tokens, no early contribution tokens, no seed or private, no suits. 100% going towards the community, no public sale. So we know recently that Danielle has taken over with a successful proposal of SushiSwap. So he has an epic system here of time, ice, Abracadabra Money with Spell, and also Sushi now, and then teaming up over here with Andre Cronje. You can imagine the kind of things that they can potentially do with all of this backing. So not even sure what this project will become, but I'm sure it will be heck of a success. And so you probably want to have some funds ready to deploy on FANTOM for when this bad boy comes out. And this is bringing a new release of life to the FANTOM ecosystem overall. As you can see, some big green numbers across the board here, which is very impressive. And if the overall TVL on the FANTOM network grows like I expect it will do here, as people start to bridge into this ecosystem, well, it's going to boost all of these various projects. All their TVLs are going to rise, and with that, their token prices as well. And don't forget, over on Tomb, you have Harry Yer, who's bankrolling this project to the moon, as it would seem. I think he's a multi-billionaire. So plenty of money over on FANTOM. A lot of people super bullish right now, and you can see the rotation game panning out. So NEAR Protocol and FANTOM, kind of the second tier of layer 1 protocols right now that are getting some substantial bid here, worth keeping an eye on. And if you've got some funds, maybe you can just start farming these tokens. You don't always have to ape in. There's plenty of farming opportunities just to collect these, maybe with some stable coins or other means. Now I wanted to cover this, which is Woo Network. So cross-chain protocols are doing exceptionally well. This is evident. Projects that are sticking to one chain and one chain only, I don't think are gonna make it. Whereas we're seeing good growth from these cross-chain innovators. So WooX has recently launched a mobile platform so that you can actually day trade through your mobile, and I'm sure a lot of people who use Woo are regular traders, so that is a pretty epic update here. They've added a load of new tokens, and they have also got deposit and withdrawals directly to the AVAX C chain. So if you've got funds on the Avalanche ecosystem, you can deposit them directly to Woo and then trade them over there, maybe cash out, that kind of thing. Staking 1,800 Woo tokens on WooX exchange gives you totally free trading fees. So you don't have to ever pay trading fees again if you utilize WooX in that manner. They also added an auto compounding staking feature over there as well, so you can actually grow your overall tokens. WooFi is also boasting 39 million in TVL right now and is looking pretty hot as a good decentralized exchange over on the Binance Smart Chain network, potentially taking some liquidity from PancakeSwap. Maybe one of the reasons why Cake isn't doing all that well at this moment in time. Woo Network is also chatting their volume as 1inch has now integrated WooFi Swap on BSC as well. So you can see they're just dominating market share everywhere they go. So I've been in Woo for quite some time at this point, and it looks very, very good for the future here. As I say, the tokens and the projects that go for this cross-chain interoperability are eventually going to get a bigger pie overall than anyone who just stays on the one chain. Woo token burns continuing here, another 500,000 burned in the month of November. The Woo token was recently listed on OKX, and I'm expecting some more to come down the line here. You can also margin trade it on KuCoin, and if we just skip to the end, there was one really cool piece, and that is via AnySwap. This was actually rebranded. AnySwap is now called multi-chain, so if you're confused by the naming here, it's now called multi-chain officially, but on the website you can still see the AnySwap branding is there. But this means that Woo can be moved across various networks very easily by one of the leading bridges in the crypto space right now. And then yesterday we had this, Binance investing $12 million into the Woo network. So this follows a 30 million Series A in just November. So Binance believe in Woo here. Maybe they've seen that they're dominating Cake on their own network, and so why not buy up some of the competition? Someone put this, Woo $2 within 24 hours. If we just look at the Woo chart here, you can see from the Binance announcement, we were down in the low 90-cent region and we pumped up to around $1.20, and huge buy volume coming in here as well. So a nice start to the year here for the Woo network token. Super bullish on this one going into 2022 with all that it offers. Now, next up, I want to talk about CHAINLINK, and this will be the last subject matter for today. So the CHAINLINK price has started to tick up. One of the worst performers in my portfolio over 2021 in terms of I thought it was going to do well, and it hasn't really done much over the course of this whole year. Let's actually have a look at the last 1 year. Went up to around $50 early on, that was around May, and then pretty much came into a region of around $30 to $20 for most of the rest of the year. We're starting to tick up here, and why could this be? Well, the CHAINLINK team were dumping tokens. You may have seen people tweet about this on numerous occasions. So if you go to the Team Wallet 5, so you can just literally type in CHAINLINK Team Wallet 5 here, you can see that they were dumping tokens on a pretty consistent basis. But they haven't actually sold any tokens over the last 45 days. So this seems to have ended on the 19th of November, somewhere around this dip by here. So they stopped shipping their tokens around this date. We still went down, but now there's less sell pressure on the market. If we go to analytics here and click on token transfers, and I'll just scroll up for you guys, what you can see is these huge blocks. So this is where they were selling roughly 1.5 million LINK tokens on a very consistent basis. So this was pretty much throughout the months of March, April, May, and then again from around July all the way through to the mid to late November stage. But since then, they have not been dumping those 1.5 million. So you might have seen people tweeting about this, saying the LINK team have stopped selling. and thus the price now has potential to go back up again, since there will be less sell pressure. Can you imagine selling 1.5 million of an asset each and every week to pay for team expenditure, and then that coming to an end? It's going to have an effect at some point here. So this could be the bullish catalyst we've been waiting for Link to have a very strong 2022. So that is, again, something to keep your eye on. And if I do spot that this wallet starts to sell again, I will let you guys know. But 2022 could be a very good year for the Chainlink community and token price, with CCIP going live, Chainlink staking as well coming on top of that. There's just some very good catalysts coming for this token, and it has the strongest fundamentals in crypto, in my opinion. So there we have it, a roundup of some of the bullish cryptos in the market right now. We've gone through NIA, FANTOM, Woo, and Chainlink, all doing pretty well at this point in time. We're waiting to see what Bitcoin does. Will it rug us, or will we get a bit of a launch pad from here? Bit of a mixed bag of sentiment from various personalities within the space. But as ever, we will be here to sit through this and see how it all unfolds. So again, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you like, subscribe, drop me a comment down below, helps with the algorithm, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.